Who are you?
My name is Answer me. Who are you then?
Answer me. Don't you know me? And ask me.
Hey, ask me.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm always fine.
So, why are we here today?
Today, we are here on a secret mission.
Secret mission? What's our secret mission?
The mission of caution for drunkards.
Drunkards? You mean the usage of alcohol?
Yes, exactly what I meant. Today, we are going to show them how useful is alcohol rather than for drinking.
So, what's our first objective or experiment?
Up next, the first objective is...
I'm blind! I cannot see! I'm afraid of dark. There's no flashlight. There's no light bulb. Help me!
Haha! I know the best thing to do. Alcohol to the rescue!
You mean this alcohol for the rescue?
Yes, exactly.
This is not a light bulb to help us.
No, it can help us. Let's make the alcohol lamp.
Alcohol lamp? Something different. Let's try it.
And for that, we need alcohol, of course, metal container, and a lighter. So
pour some alcohol into this metal container.
Alcohol is being poured. Okay. What's up next, answer me?
Then we must light up the alcohol to produce a flame.
Okay, here we go. Let's light her up.
Wow! It looks awesome. It's
So,
amazing how this is possible.
of course it's possible. Alcohol is flammable, so it can act as a fuel for combustion, thus produce light. And this is the power of alcohol.
A good science fact.
So after this, we have no need of being afraid of the dark. As for alcohol lamp will always be there to help.
Yes.
Now, shall we move on to the next
Sure.
objective?
Yeah, sure. So what's our next experiment?
Up next is the vanishing smoke.
Vanishing smoke? It is possible?
Of course it is, because alcohol is very useful.
Alcohol can disappear smoke? Magic.
Of course the magic. So what are the materials we need?
We need a glass jar
And of course a glass jar. After that,
and alcohol again
alcohol, lighter.
and an instant stick.
Yes, you go. The first step is that you need to show your face to the light. After that, you need to pour some alcohol into the glass jar.
Sure. I think it's enough.
Of course it's enough. Next, you need to light the instant stick.
So we use this light.
Yes, the alcohol lamp.
But I need to know what's the usage of this instant stick.
Actually, our experiment itself says vanishing smoke. So, we need instant stick to produce smoke in the glass jar.
Oh yeah, I forget about that.
So, let the instant stick fill the glass jar with smoke for another minute, I think so. As you can see how it diffuses into the walls of the glass jar.
Yeah, it's spread it out through the glass jar.
It's quite nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's awesome.
And now what you need to do is that you need to shake the glass jar.
But be patient. Come, let's shake it.
Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake.
So
Why don't you shake it? So now up next, the next move is that you need to bring the lighter to the mouth of the glass jar.
Sure.
And let's see what happens. By my count. 3, 2, 1.
Wow.
Yeah, you saw that, didn't you? That is vanishing smoke.
What a magic. It looks awesome.
So, conclusion. Alcohol can also be used as a magician's trick. So, alcohol is a great magician's material, I suppose.
So what's the scientific reason behind this experiment?
Actually, when we shake it, the alcohol has changed to the form of gas as well as it has diffused into the smoke. So, when the smoke was brought near to the lighter, which was having a fire, the smoke has caught on the fire and it has just burned to the bottom of the glass jar.
Mystery, mystery, mystery.
And though it has vanished. Now, before that, I would like to off this alcohol lamp as for we have already had the better lamp here.
Yeah, sure. Be careful.
Whoa, alcohol lamp is very good, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I'm bad.
Okay. So I want to ask you one question. Alcohol is useful for our daily life.
Of course it is. Alcohol is very powerful.
So our next experiment related to that.
Of course it is. Up next, we are going to do the alcohol eraser.
Alcohol eraser is not that normally eraser is good enough.
Of course it is. But I did not mean that. Answer me. Now, answer me now. Do you have a permanent marker and a whiteboard?
Yeah, sure.
Before that, I think we should put this down.
Yeah.
Just let it be here.
Be careful. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. Pleasure is mine.
Now ask me, why you use a permanent marker to draw the whiteboard? It's very difficult to erase, you know.
Actually, that is the point. You have already got the point. But with the help of alcohol, or shall I say, rubbing alcohol, or in other means, it's also called as the isopropyl alcohol with content of 91% alcohol, we can erase this just like that.
But I thought it's impossible to erase a permanent marker's ink.
It's always possible, and that is the power of alcohol. And for that, we need alcohol, of course, and then we need a cloth.
Yeah, I have it.
Yes.
So what's the procedure?
Answer me. Do not waste alcohol. It's very useful, you know. So you may use the alcohol in the alcohol lamp.
Yeah, sure. Sorry.
So firstly, you need to soak some alcohol onto the cloth.
Sure.
And then, what are you waiting for? Just use it to erase the... No, wait. Let me apply the magic first. Abracadabra, gura, wah!
Wow!
Ta-da! So,
The ink have disappeared.
and that is the power of alcohol.
How it is possible?
Of course, alcohol is an organic solvent, so it has dissolved in the permanent marker's ink and has made us easier to erase it off,
This shows that alcohol is useful for our school things,
and as well as for our home.
but we can't use it for bad things in school. It's not allowed.
Of course, it's not allowed. And then another thing is that you cannot drink rubbing alcohol, all you drunkards, because it contains 91% alcohol, and I'm quite sure if you drink it, your stomach is going to burn.
Can it cause that?
Of course it can. This is too much for a human.
So be careful with this alcohol.
So, what's next? Did you answer me?
I forget to ask. So what's our next objective?
The next objective, or shall I say the final objective, but we cannot do that over here. We need an open space.
So last is not the least. Let's go.
Answer me to the final objective.
Don't
Go!
waste your time.
Ta-da! Hi!
We are
We are back.
So what's our last experiment?
I call it the liquid nitrogen creator.
Liquid nitrogen. It's quite different.
Of course it is. Actually, the liquid nitrogen used in the factories is very expensive. So today we are going to show them how to make liquid nitrogen at a very low cost with the help of...
I'll do it. We need alcohol again, a container, and
then
some dry ice. So So what's the procedure?
First, put in some dry ice into the container. A little bit more. Just make sure your hand is not in contact with the dry ice, because when a naked hand is touching the dry ice becomes very reactive and your texture of the skin may be injured.
So be careful.
This is how the dry ice will look after you have quenched it.
Is it enough?
I think it's more than enough. Oh, so after this, you need to pour some rubbing alcohol into the dry ice container.
Okay, sure. Wow, can you see the reaction?
Yes, the reaction has started. However, it will take some time, so I think we need to cover it with the sheet so that the liquid nitrogen will not escape out of the container.
So while waiting for that, let's discuss about the usage of alcohol.
Of course, Anthony, I'm ready for that. Actually, alcohol is used in the factories for the making of medicines. As for drugs, take alcohol as their solvent. So it is easier for them to make the medicines with the help of alcohol. What else?
Alcohol also is used to make a lot of useful product like this liquid nitrogen, which is very useful, and it also we can make a lot of chemicals using alcohol.
In the meantime, it can also be made used for cosmetic products and so on.
So, Mr. Asmi, so what's the use of liquid nitrogen?
Liquid nitrogen is used in the process of cooling in the factories. As for liquid nitrogen is very cold, as for it is freezing cold at liquid state and can help in the process of cooling.
Liquid nitrogen also used to preserve foods such as raw food like raw meat and fish, like that, so on, because it can't allow microorganisms to grow in the food surface.
As for it deactivates the act of the microorganisms. So I think it's time for us to show off now.
But I can't trust you, this is liquid nitrogen. I have an idea. We can test it with hot water.
Haha, very good one, answer me. I can see a lighted bulb on your head.
Don't appreciate me a lot.
I would not. So let's do it with the hot water and let's see what and how liquid nitrogen reacts with hot water.
So where's the hot water?
Hot water, where is it? Yeah, I know, I'll go get it.
Be careful during handle the hot water. I'll remove the sheet. So be careful. I think it must be at a good height. Okay, be careful, be careful. By your count.
By your count.
3, 2, 1. Wow!
Haha,
We did it!
Yes! Mission accomplished.